Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. To the Patty Show, everybody. Woohoo! Yes. Oh my goodness. Great energy from the studio audience. The great energy from our amazing set in the background. A lot of games here, but we don't play games on the Patty Show. Maybe sometimes we do. Welcome to episode 70. 70, not 60. 70, okay? Your body, your sanctuary. Today it's a special episode. We got an amazing guest today. I'll introduce them in just a bit. But welcome back, y'all. It's your host, Patty Setiatti. And I have the amazing privilege of showing off passionate people that I have the honor of, knowing. And I show off their positivity, their good energy, and amazing vibes to share their personal paradise. Arigato, arigato. Shout out to my previous guest, Aina. She's a electrical engineer. One of the engineers, but she's from Barcelona. Her dad is from Madagascar. She speaks multiple languages: French, Catalan, Spanish. I think she knows a little. I forget the language in Madagascar. You'll have to watch the episode to find out. There's so many episodes out there, but it's a fun one. She's doing her thing. Used to be a student athlete. Still plays tennis, but shared how running has helped her a lot post-grad. And I'm not proud of you. Keep doing your thing in New York. And shout out to you. Speaking of Fairfields, okay? My guest today, I don't know if you guys are ready. He is the best dressed man. You see that? Right there. He never disappoints. With a passionate plan, always, multiple plans, because life gets crazy. He is a coach, a father, a proud husband, man, community builder. Oh my God, there's more. An audio engineer. He truly does it all. And there's still more. Like I could have kept going, but the intro is going to take too long for this episode. He also has an amazing podcast coming out and has done multiple podcasts. Speaking of, this isn't the first podcast we've done together. You remember that one. Shout out to the Day Show, Akbar, everybody. Janaea was over there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. He has always been a huge support to me from day one. My sensei, my mentor, my brother. Give it up for Pejay Lucky, everybody. Arigato. Woo! Oh, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming to the Patty Show.
Yes, sir.
It has been a while since we've seen each other.
Yes, sir.
But it always feels like I saw you yesterday kind of thing.
Definitely.
When I was trying to find my way into the little complex, I'm like a lost kid with my little phone. Like, hey, where are you? He's like, Patty, I'm behind you. I was like, oh, great. It's just like campus days. If you could give a little intro, your background, hobbies, passions, and how we know each other. The floor is yours. Do your thing. It's going to be some fire coming up.
Yes, background. I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, raised in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yes, sir. Bridgeport, city of dreams.
Already know.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Raised around an amazing community of believers that actually really influenced my life and shifted the trajectory of my family. Single mom, 2 kids, but had some great mentors. And because of those mentors and spiritual advisors, specifically my pastor, my life literally shifted. And from there, it led me into education. Originally, I wanted to be a music producer, full-time.
Audio engineer, they call it?
Well, audio engineer. Okay. Yep. But I was making beats as well. And writing some songs. But it led me to some other passions, which led me to actually meeting Patty and a bunch of other young men at the time who were passionate and I felt so connected to. And I felt like I owed the privilege to serve them and give as much guidance and wisdom that I've gained because others served and helped guide me to be where I am right now.
Man, what a beautiful self-introduction, man. Oh, my goodness. Well, this is my flower section of the Patty Show. We don't have the sound effects yet. Budget is low, but it's all about the quality. The quality of the content. Flower C, man. This man has helped me through a lot. He's seen me grow from I was basically like a baby when we first met. I was like 19 maybe or something.
Yeah,
something like that. But we've crossed paths so many times. But originally you were my, what is it? Like, I guess supervisor for the commuter students. Yes. That was probably our first kind of.
Well, I saw you when you were a freshman.
Yeah, but I was like,
you was all over the place.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that flowers back now. Well, busy with stuff.
Busy. You know, you were working a lot, going back and forth to campus. Mm-hmm. I think you got more settled your sophomore year.
Oh, definitely. I think I was getting, like, picking the stuff that I actually wanted to do. Yeah. I think freshman year was just like a lot of experimenting. But I'm glad he was watching from afar, because when I got the role to be a commuter student commuter peer assistant. There's so many different acronyms. I was like, CPA, not an accountant, y'all. I did go to law school for a day, so one day I'll go for the full duration, maybe, if anyone wants to sponsor the Patty Show. But man, so me and shout out to Julio, our boy. We're gonna have him soon on the podcast. But we are commuter peer assistants, basically like resident assistants for the commuter population, and he was the best supervisor, mentor that I could ever have. Shout out to him, because we would always use the card. And the thing I love about you, PJ, you're like, it might seem difficult, but we'll find a way.
Find a way, man.
Remember those like Thanksgiving potlucks we used to host?
Yes.
For some reason, we could feed like over 100 people, like no problem. I don't know how the budget works. But, personally, I don't know. They never hit us up about budget restraints or anything, so I think we're good. But PJ was always one of those people that told me, like, hey, man, if you want it, just go for it. And you helped me a lot with the decision with the radio show and podcast with Akbar, which he eventually became a guest on. I think you were one of the last guests before pandemic.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Shout out to Janelle. That was a fun episode. I think her uncle called in the episode.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Uncle definitely called in. Uncle called in.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good episode. But you always brought the energy, man. My time as a CPA was so impactful for me personally, as one of my big leadership roles. It helped transition me into the RA stuff for the rest of the couple years, and then you also became weren't you director?
I'm director of student diversity.
Yeah, he's done it all. This man has done everything. Yeah. But our time together with that was fun, and of course we got to talk about distinguished gentleman.
Oh man.
What was your role exactly for that club, the organization?
I was the founding advisor.
If you could explain distinguished gentleman in a couple sentences, what would you explain it?
Definitely. It was a club for healthy masculinity, where we really focused on justice, unity, and discipline.
Our 3 pillars. Right?
There we go, 3 pillars.
Come on now.
And our goal was to really hone in and really get rid of all those negative stereotypes about men and those things that men are socialized to think about themselves. We did some great work on, really learning more about emotional intelligence, and how to feel and not being afraid to cry, but also not being afraid to talk. And actually, Patty did some great work when it came to advocating for others. Patty did some videos around domestic violence awareness. So we also raised awareness around that. And then, man, these guys used to host an amazing women's appreciation.
Oh, that's one of my favorite events. Shout out to our beautiful women out there.
Yeah, so it was all about learning more about healthy masculinity, as well as learning how to advocate for yourself and others.
Yeah, that was that whole stint. Now I was president too my senior year, so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, what a fun time. Shout out to all the guys out there. We'll eventually have y'all on the Patty Show. That'll be a great time. But yeah, justice, unity, and discipline. It's always nice to have 3 pillars, because on the Patty Show we have passion, pleasure, and positivity.
All right, all right.
That honestly inspired it a little bit. But
man,
I believe it's also easy to consume stuff if it's just pretty simple. Just
yes, sir.
Those 3 things that can encompass one idea. But yeah, I remember those videos. It was a fun time, man.
Yes.
We did a lot with Ramel. He was basically our filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
He was on the Patty Show. Shout out to my man. Yeah, man, and we had that promotional video. Oh, I gotta find that.
Oh yeah.
Don't judge the production quality sometimes. There were some funny skits.
I hope you run that on the show one day. I hope you run that video on the show.
I think I can find it somewhere.
Y'all need to see Patty back in college.
There's some. I have them on my commercial reels. Actually, I put some of the clips, because there's some good clips out there.
True.
Some of them not my best work, I guess. But that's why I love you. This is my brother right here.
You're a professional now, man.
No, we're trying little by little. That's another piece. Professional. But my time in college was great because of you, man. All the great mentors out there, but more flowers to you. More flowers. This man also helped me during a really tough patch in my life.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
A big breakup that happened my senior year.
Yeah.
And I remember because he also knew my ex-girlfriend, and it was a time in my life where I was like a big transition. So our senior year happening, I'm thinking about like the post grad, and then this breakup happens, and I'm like kind of in not I want to say limbo space because I also did a lot of stuff on campus, but I definitely felt like we're internally I'm like, man, how do I deal with this? How do I cope with this? When I was with this person for like I think almost 2 years, and now I can't like talk to her about the things that I'm going through because it's a breakup. Like even though she's still a friend. But I remember one of the biggest things you told me. I still try.
Yes.
The whole dear is about the control of lust.
Yes.
With women. Especially as a young man.
Yeah.
A young man, we try to think with our other head, so to speak.
Yes.
If we call that, I don't know how to say that more eloquently, but it's something that I've held most of the time, I would say. Post grad, and I appreciate you giving me that advice as someone that like has seen me grow and genuinely cares about me, and not just preaching it to me. Because I feel like, especially when it comes to conversations between like mentor figures for like men, it can seem off preachy, like we were talking about earlier off camera. Where it's like, oh, how's everything with you and this and that, and then as younger men too, and you're still a young man, but I'm sure you've had mentors where you feel like, man, they're pushing a little too hard when they're asking, oh, how's your dating life? How's church? How's this and everything? And you personally, for me personally, have given me the balance of like, you're just telling me how it is. Like, you're not giving me the whole, and Mark 7. Praise the Lord. Which he does kind of sprinkle in there, which I appreciate, pushing back now. But it's that balance of like, it's something I'm trying to do more because I'm getting that age, 27. Crazy, time flying by.
Man.
Yeah, I'm already like the oldest sibling of like six of us in total. But I'm in a point in my life where I really want to mentor more people too. Like you mentioned earlier in your intro, where it was like, you feel like you have the privilege to share all the knowledge and all the lessons that you've learned in life. And I appreciate you giving me that, and I want to give that more to people. My question for you for that is, how do you approach mentorship for like young men that are, let's say, not as receptive in the beginning? Like, what's your kind of strategy? Because you also are a coach. You do a lot. We're gonna have to go through everything, especially now. But how do you approach that? Is there certain strategies you do? Does it depend on the person? Like, what's the whole?
Definitely. That's a great question. I would say there's definitely a strategy that I use, and it's very basic. And when I say this, you're like, oh, PJ, this makes sense. Okay. Because of how we've worked together in the past. I really believe in, and it's very, very basic, relationship before resource.
He's right.
Right? So if we don't have a relationship, especially when it comes to men of color specifically, you're going to be less likely to trust even what I say. So you may hear me like, okay, well, I don't really know this dude, right? But the more that you get to know me and understand, like, I'm for you, I'm here to support you, I got your back, and then I'm not here judging you. You're going to be like, oh, you know what? This is a safe place. And now I can talk as a man and not feel judged or condemned, or that somebody's going to like really like slap me upside the head or even talk about me in a negative or derogatory way. So to me, that relationship piece opens up the door for me to then present, say, hey, you know what? What do you think about this? And the resource could be anything. The resource could be, think about even with good food, right? Like people that you begin to trust, you're like, oh, you know what? They know good food. I'm going there. I'm going there. But then some people be like, no, I don't know. I ain't.
No shade.
No shade. But it's that relationship piece that we're able to build. And as young men, they definitely need that, especially because so many young men, they don't have fathers. And if they have fathers, many homes are broken, right? There's so many different divorces, especially within this generation. Excuse me, man. But I was saying that there's so many broken homes, there's so many divorces in this generation that people want to be loved and people want safety. And they want to do that in a space where they feel like they can really express themselves. And even if that emotion feels out of whack and it doesn't make any sense, to have that space to share it is going to make you know, oh, you know what? When I was acting a fool in my craziest space, this person didn't judge me.
Yes.
Patty, I didn't judge you.
Hey, I appreciate it because college was a fun time, let's say. You know?
But you know what, too? And I think even with college, right? Like, I think everybody should have boundaries. But again, you're learning yourself, right? You're exploring. And again, especially depending on where you grew up at, if you grew up in a more traditional Christian home, not that traditional Christian homes look to limit you, but I think getting out of that space allows you to say, okay, you know what? What values am I really willing to embody? And you need that space and that freedom to really figure it out and say, you know what? This is what I choose. Not this is what my parents told me to do.
Yeah, especially the university thing. I think, first gen background. You know what I'm saying? It's you feel kind of lost in a moment because you're like, wow, I don't even know. Financial aid is already a headache. Then you got to deal with the socializing and then dealing with making sure your grades are good while doing all the different clubs while figuring out what's happening in the next 4 years. Because 4 years flies by like that. I can't believe I graduated 5, almost 6 years. That's insane, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow, don't remind me of that. That's insane. But I love how you mentioned the whole relationship aspect.
Yes, sir.
For anything, whatever it is, like even for like advertising, like if you're not gonna buy something from a random person if they're like, oh yeah, it's $20, but you don't even know. It's like, who's this on the phone again? Like, what are you selling? But if it's like your uncle that you've known for years and he's selling a new beauty product or something, something random, especially nowadays, everyone's hustling out there.
That's true.
TikTok shop, they're like, yeah, this is my new skin cream. I'm gonna be more inclined to be like, you know what? I'll buy into that. That's obviously like the sales pitch. But relationships, when it comes to like learning from like mentors, that's what he just said it perfectly, so eloquently. The fact that like you see me through like my highs and lows, and then like we've had that relationship, that connection, we've opened up to each other. It was so much easier for me to approach you about that whole scenario. You were probably one of the first people I told actually about the whole like breakup, surprisingly compared to like my other close friends and everything. Just because I knew you would like not judge me, you would give me advice that's pretty unbiased. Honestly, you just told me straight away, this is what I would do in your scenario, and that's why I went to Indonesia. Yes, we have some stories to tell about that eventually off the podcast because it's kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
It's a lot. But yeah, man, just more flowers to you. Thank you for coming to the Patty Show. I'm so grateful. And we have to run it back to Bridgeport times, though. You said you were born in New Haven.
Yes, sir.
When did you move to Bridgeport, and you went to school in Bridgeport most of the time?
Yeah, it's interesting. I only went to school 1 year technically in Bridgeport. Because I moved to Bridgeport 8th grade.
Okay.
I went to Reed School.
Oh my.
You went to Reed?
No, my ex-girlfriend, I think, went to.
Oh.
Ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that's all I know.
Got it.
Yes.
So I went to Reed for 1 year, and then I went to Notre Dame Fairfield.
Yes, Notre Dame. Okay.
Yeah, it's way better than that. It's another school in Bridgeport. We won't talk about that right now. But but I went to Notre Dame. I still was living in Bridgeport though. But at the time, to be real, my mom, no shade. You went to Central, right? All right, this is no shade to Central. But at that time, many years ago, before you were there, my mom went to the guidance counselor at Central, and they said, "Listen, if your son wants to learn, don't send him here." That's the time we were living at that moment. So my mom was like, "What am I going to do?" And she went to Notre Dame, and we applied, got in, and it's amazing. Actually, I'm on the board for Notre Dame now.
Yes, you are. I saw it.
Oh man. Yes, sir.
I love how you. Okay, so the Central part. Even when I moved, because I moved to. I went all over because I was in Indonesia for school for 7th and 8th grade. 7th and 8th grade is always the transition.
Yes.
I started my freshman year in Central, and I remember also all the rumblings of like, the school is also not the best. Thankfully now it's great. Like my sister, she's doing great over there.
Great people over there.
Great people. It's changed so much since I was there, and I was the class president also. Help some of the change.
Okay.
Me, I try to make the change, be the change that I want to see in the world.
Yes.
But I remember freshman year, it was bad, man. We had fights. This was in 2013, 2012, something like that. There was like fights all the time. I'm coming back from Indonesia where like rarely that would happen. It would just be everyone would be schooling, no fights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mom threats would happen all the time in 2012, 2013. There was it sixth period and seventh period was like, get ready. It's like everyone stay in their classroom because it's gonna be a brawl. Like that's how bad it was. So I'm glad you didn't end up going to Central because I can't imagine years before that might have been worse.
Yeah, no, it was
pretty scary, pretty daunting, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But so you went to Notre Dame.
Yep.
How was that experience like? It was an all boys?
No, we're the one in Fairfield's boys and girls.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought it was a all boys school. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Yeah.
Notre Dame, what's the whole experience like compared to the Bridgeport school system?
Man, it's night and day. To be very honest, so I was born in New Haven. But at that time, I'm not encouraging anybody to do this. At the time, we used my grandfather's address in Hamden so that I can go to a better school district, right?
I can't lie to you, I did the same thing. I did the same thing, but it's too late now for us to not get out of the room.
Too late, yeah.
Too late now. But that's what we did actually for the house that I live right near there. Because my cousins lived in a better spot where the district was better with the schools. We ended up going to Blackham instead of I forgot the other schools. I don't want to shout out all the schools because they're probably better now. Hopefully. Yeah. That's so funny how we did that.
Same thing, yeah. Literally. So I went to Hamden schools before I moved to Bridgeport.
Okay.
So moving to Bridgeport was like culture shock actually, because Hamden Middle School it was diverse, but it was like they had more funding. So I was taking a music production class in 7th grade. And back then, to have the MIDI keyboard set up was like unheard of. Yeah, literally, we're making beats in 7th grade.
That's unheard of in high school in Central.
Come on.
Barely. Now they're doing it now, but before.
So I went from that to huge facilities, huge auditorium, great caf. And then I come to Bridgeport. At the time, Reed didn't have no cafeteria. It ain't have no.
What?
Yeah, so it didn't have a cafeteria at the time, and we were eating in half the gym. The music class was this older gentleman on a cart, coming through with a little recorder, and that was music class. So to me, and actually the first day I walked in, culturally, even when it came to communication, and how students treated each other, it was actually a very more combative culture. Which again, I mean, I was tough enough. I made it, you know what I mean? But it was a lot different, and I had to learn to navigate those waters coming in. But then, so that was Coach Shock. Then I'm at Notre Dame, safe place. Some great friends I met there. Actually, one of my teachers is currently the principal. So it's crazy. I think I might have been one of his first students.
Yeah.
Dr. Cipriano. So. Again, it was grateful to be at Notre Dame, but I'll be very honest, I was more grateful for the community that supported me outside of Notre Dame because, again, I mentioned my mom was a single mom. The community, which I didn't know, was even helping my mom at times cover tuition, right? So I had people supporting and praying and giving and investing in me at an early age. And when I found out more after I graduated, again, that heart and that passion to say, you know what? I owe it to so many different people because so many people didn't just believe in me. They gave their money to invest in my high school career. So I'm just very grateful.
Wow, that's beautiful. And they probably barely knew you, as a person, and the fact that they are willing to give that love, that financial support, which is a big thing, is beautiful, man. And you are paying it back, man. I'm one of the examples.
Man.
That's why we're episode 70. That's crazy, man.
Crazy.
Episode 70. The podcast we did before, it was episode 18.
Man.
So I think the most episodes I've done with Akbar was 25 or whatever. So the fact I'm doing 70, I'm blessed. Every Thursday, you can find us at Patty Show Podcast, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Man, all of it.
All of it. I do want to talk about that podcast episode because I was re-listening to that episode. And you got some
excuse me, man.
Like that. So great gems. Great gems out there. We were talking about stuff, activities that helped you lose track of time.
Okay.
Do you remember what activity it was? This is a random fun fact. What do you?
Man, did I say making beats?
Yes, sir.
Man, all right, cool. That's what I thought.
I believe I forgot the wording exactly, but it's like you said you were like plugging and playing. I forgot the exact verbiage of it, but plugging and playing with the beats and everything. When did you find out that you were a music guy though? Was it when you were in maybe like young days? You know, some people are like, oh yeah, fresh out the womb, I was already doing stomp the yard dances, you know? Or was it like a little bit later, Notre Dame time when you did it, or
Yes, sir.
Hampton?
You know, I'm gonna actually say before I came out the womb.
Okay, see, I know you're gonna say. I know he's. All right. I know you.
and I'm gonna say that my mother is a musician.
Okay.
And literally, I was almost born on the organ. She went into labor while playing the organ in a church service. I can't make this up. So
I'll let you have it, man.
Literally, wow. December 3rd, many moons ago, my mom literally went into labor, and from there, very musical family. My mom was really big into gospel music, so we heard a lot of gospel, and from there, I was introduced to other music just from friends, and I just loved it, man. So since I can remember, I mean, I was up playing old records in my grandparents' house. I'm playing the old records from James Cleveland to the OJs, and the OJs was R&B, to like Sam Cooke. Okay. You know, so I was playing those old records just by myself. I'm in it, like, this is like 5-6 years old. I'm up playing old records. So, and then fast forward, in high school, I really wanted to do music production. I had a mentor who was an amazing pianist, organist, and he introduced me to like music production. And then from there, actually I did a program in New Haven. They used to have a program called City Kids. Mm-hmm. They were doing some music production, and I went to college for audio engineering. And part of our projects were doing some music production. Those were my favorite classes.
For music production, right? I do a little bit of production with the podcast and everything, the levels and all that stuff. My brother's been getting into it now. He has like that square thing with the people.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, guys. It's like all the buttons.
You can call it a controller. It's called a controller.
Controller.
There we go. That's probably the easiest.
Oh yes. How do you think in notes though? Because I've seen some like artists, like you know Charlie Puth, for example.
I don't.
He's a song with the Fast and Furious song.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
So this guy, I don't know if you've seen his videos ever, but he has like the perfect pitch. He can literally like from this sound, like, oh, that's a C sharp. Like this guy can make a song from anything. How do you guys have musical brains? Because my type of art, was performing, acting, presenting. Music, I played guitar in church a little bit, but that's just me memorizing the chords. You know, like I don't understand like melody like that or like anything like that. How does that music brain of yours operate, man?
Yes, well, you know, I would say, and Patty, I would actually say you do have a music brain. I would say that, and I say that because I believe that's just that creative side I'm working, right? And I believe as artists, you may not be doing music, but you're creating content, right? So you're able to just express yourself and your imagination and the thoughts that come to you in a greater way, and you're putting it on video, right? Where others are able to put it in songs or in notes. So I think it's very similar. So for me, again, I took music classes, piano class, but for me, it was more so like, it was more fluid when it came to that. With like, hey, you know what vibe am I feeling today? Let's go in and create. And then from there, we can see, okay, well, if I'm working with somebody, who does this match better with? So I love the more creative process where you're just able to like, okay, let's see, let's try this. Let's try this. Play around, and then you just see how things begin to weave together. But everybody creates differently. Like that may be, you said Charlie Puth. That may be his style, but like when I look up other producers like a Pharrell, I've heard Pharrell talk about like sometimes he'll just give artists a drum beat without any music, like a very basic track, like drum beat and maybe a little bit of keys, have them write, bring it back, and then he fill it in around them.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Right. So like, I mean, that's so everyone has a different creative process, and that can even change even depending on the artist. But there's so much that you can do, and I think again, the work that you're doing, you're using that creative side of your brain, man. You're a very creative guy.
See, he's throwing my flowers. I'll pay you later. I got you. Now, you mentioned the whole creative part of it. What about the technical side of it?
Yes.
Because for any art, people forget this, the technical. Even like for presenting and hosting, it's like cadence is one thing, volume. when it comes to music, what are like the simple technical skills you think are important for, like, let's say, an up and coming producer out there?
Yeah, well, this is what I would share, right? Like, I think people have so many different gifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some folks are just naturally gifted with someone maybe singing, where they just like are able to like just to hit those notes,
Yeah.
or some people with hearing that
Yeah.
pitch. But the truth is, and this is no matter what field you're in, this is music, but no matter what field you're in, the more knowledge and the more practice, the better you get. So if you are a producer, the more you say current and relevant to what's coming out, to what you can do, the better you're going to be. Like I really believe in mentorship, and I believe in research, right? As you have the right mentors, you're able to experiment as things are coming out, you're able to say, you know what, oh, I can actually use this to enhance what I'm doing. And then I also believe this. You need some quiet time.
Okay.
Or you need time where you can hone in and hear really what is your spirit saying. And I would even go further and say, well, how is God even speaking to you to create? Right? What thoughts, what ideas have like really enhanced who you are? So if you're creating that music, like, what am I hearing right now? How do I get away from the noise from the outside to hear what new sound I may need to bring to the earth?
Wow, I like that. And especially with social media, there's a lot of distractions. You can learn a lot from social media, and I'm grateful for like all the resources. I've learned so much with like podcasting and everything. But sometimes, like you said, you just gotta go to maybe a physical space, maybe go to a different room and really sit down with yourself, sit down with God, sit down with whatever, meditate into it, and really, because art is just a beautiful thing, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I'm so glad that I have a fellow artist over here as well that also does podcasts, right? You did a podcast actually before this one that we're going to talk about eventually. The music-based one.
Oh man, yes,
Come on now.
yes,
Come on now.
man. It was called Word on the Beat.
Word on the Beat.
Yes.
What's the whole premise behind that podcast? Why did you start it, and how is it? Or are you still doing it?
You know, it's funny. Well, I'll say that we started because it was myself and one of my closest friends who was actually a musician. He's a drummer. He's been touring for some years now, and we started because we really wanted to amplify the voice of some local artists. We believe there's so much talent in this area. And some folks, and actually, I was actually just with my cousin who we brought on, Mariah Little, who is from Bridgeport. She went to RCA here.
Oh, really?
But Mariah, she was touring, doing, what show is it? The Color Purple. Right before the pandemic closed, she was touring nationally as the main character.
Oh my goodness.
I saw her at Foxwoods, and then a few weeks later, that's when the pandemic happened. But she was just the understudy for The Wiz. Who's the main character in The Wiz? It's Deborah Cox.
Yeah.
So she was the understudy. But she's from Bridgeport, right?
Wow.
So you have these folks that are from Bridgeport that are doing great things in the greater Bridgeport area. We wanted to highlight some of their work and some of their music. So that was the premise of it. So we did that, but literally the pandemic hit, and as everyone says, the buzzword is we took a pivot.
Yeah, we took a pivot. That was about to me and the Day Show. Does anyone else show with Akbar? Shout out to my boy. I'm happy about the Patty shows actually. He also became a father, so that also was a big pivot as well. So shout out to you, man. We appreciate you greatly. Speaking of another podcast, you were also in I know another podcast with your wife, your lovely wife.
Oh yes.
Tell me about that whole experience, man. You guys were talking about your relationship and everything, and in Christ and everything. How was that experience like having your wife in the podcast? Was that the first time you guys were in a podcast together?
That was.
Yeah. How was that experience? Of course, you shout out to her. We haven't even got to that part of your life yet.
Yes.
But yeah, how was that whole experience with being in a podcast with your partner?
It was great. And next to that podcast was Anna Dene, The Virtue Way, where she's just really big on living a life of discipline and abstinence. And abstinence, even if you're married, right? It's like, what are you abstaining from to have a healthy relationship? So it was great because she brought us on to talk about our story, to talk about our marriage and our journey. And man, my wife and I's experience, it's really like a Hallmark story on some real stuff, man.
That's cute, yeah.
And I'm just grateful to God for her. I know that I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for my wife. So it was dope because my wife and I, we have different personalities, right? We're both very energetic, but we flow really well together. And just for us to be able to be vulnerable about some of our challenges and talking through how we work through and how we communicate. And then the truth is, it goes back to what you mentioned before. Like, you have to put in work. You actually have to read. Read a book, little person. All right,
Yes.
read a book. Read a book, please.
Read a book.
Read a book.
If you don't get anything on that episode, read a book.
Or listen to a book, right? Because the more work that we've done it within our marriages, because we actually started off before we were married, reading books together and doing devotionals together, and that laid the great foundation. And one great book that we have read before is the Bible. Right? but in addition too, there's some great authors that we just read that really just helped us to figure out communication, to figure out what we wanted, what is our purpose within our marriage. What's your 3 pillars again?
Passion, pleasure, positivity.
Yeah, I think even as you understand your passion, you have to understand your purpose, right? So as you're understanding your purpose, your passion will fuel that, right? So again, you learn that even within marriage, like how do you keep passion alive? That's for another podcast.
Yes, that's a whole. Yeah,
we'll go there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Speaking of another podcast that's passionate, you also did this guy. He's done like 50 million podcasts over here. Diversity in Action podcast.
Yes.
Tell me about that. That was when you were a director of the student diversity.
Yes. And actually, that was actually a pivot as well, because when things were shut down, we still wanted to be able to create a space to advocate for all different types of people, and as well as to raise awareness to different social justice issues. So we created that podcast really just to spread the word. And what's dope is, even though I've moved on from that department, the current director, Yolema Felican, shout out to Yolema, she has continued that podcast because, again, we want to make sure that we're providing content for folks to learn about diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Man, look, it's great production quality too. Everything, like the studio. I wish I had that when I was in Fairfield.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all part of the plan.
Yes.
Certain resources. So you guys gotta check that all out. And there was this other series kind of for that. We Believe.
Man.
I was gonna ask you because I couldn't find out if it was the same series or it was like a branch. What's that?
Yes, we were looking to do a branch where we partnered with campus ministry as well as a student, Mahfouz, my guy.
Mahfouz, brother, I don't know where you at.
Mahfouz, my guy. He's in New York. I still talk to Mahfouz often, man. But we did We Believe because, again, during that time, it was a pandemic, and we wanted people to remember about hope, right? Like, it's so easy to look at everything that's going on within our society and forget, like, there is a greater future. There is hope. There is hope for tomorrow. So we wanted to create that space. And it's amazing because the folks that were on We Believe, 3 different total backgrounds, right? Like different backgrounds. Mahfouz grew up in Africa. Mm-hmm. He grew up in Cote d'Ivoire. Is my French good?
Yeah.
All right. And Civil War. So like he came from there, and then we had one of the priests, man, he grew up in, I believe, Long Island, I think it was. Man, I hope I'm not messing that up. Sorry, Father. But we all came together, and we were able to just talk about how do we continue to inspire and really give people hope in this time.
And that's beautiful how you mentioned different backgrounds. It's similar to my old podcast and radio show with Akbar. Does anyone else show, because he was also like refugee in Tanzania, I believe. Kids from Bridgeport with Indonesian Chinese roots, and then we would have guests from Bridgeport, New Haven over here. So it's like, it's crazy how like we could literally come from completely different backgrounds, but there's so much that actually brings us together. Maybe it's common interests. I mean, in the simplest form, we all drink water. We need to sleep. Use the bathroom. You like to have a good time. So it's the beauty of it, and I'm grateful for my time in Fairfield, honestly, because to be honest, Fairfield wasn't my first choice. NYU, man, they were my first choice, but I didn't. So it's okay. I'm not bad.
It's part of the journey.
It's part of the journey because we wouldn't have met. That didn't happen. So it's all blessings. And man, it's just blessed to be here. And going back to universities, okay, you have a lot of degrees. University of Hartford, audio engineering.
Yes.
University of St. Joseph?
Yes.
Business Administration and Management?
Yes, master's, yeah.
Okay, and then Fordham University, you have a degree in religious education, master's?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, okay. University of Hartford, why'd you pick that school? Was it because of the program, or Tell me why you picked that school and how was the experience like over there?
Man, it's a great question right now too. It's amazing you asked this question. I picked that program picked school because of the program. At the time, there were only about 15 schools on the East Coast that had audio engineering programs, and for a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go too far, so literally they were right there. I chose it. Had an amazing experience. I said it's so timely because the day before Thanksgiving, my friends and I from college, my college roommates, we hopped on a FaceTime all together for the first time in years, and we're just sharing a bunch of college stories. Where it's just been amazing to see again that 5 of us total, right? No, four of us. That's right. I'm messing it up. Let me see. There, 5 of us.
In total, yeah.
In total, 5 of us that were really tight. Men of color from urban areas all finished, got our degrees, and are doing really well now.
I love it.
So it's just an amazing testimony to our journeys.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. Shout out to the boys out there. Hope y'all doing good. Are all of them like still East Coast or?
East Coast, DC.
DC's fun. I'm in DC.
Atlanta, and then Jersey for the 2 other guys.
Okay. Would you ever think of moving to those different regions?
No.
You love this area so much?
Love it.
Okay. I was always curious about that. Because it kind of stayed in the area. For when you were in the University of Hartford, how was like the clubs and like other programs like that? What was the landscape like? What were you in? What were you thinking of joining? Did you do any sports?
Great question. I mean, I was involved in everything, man. So I mean, I did intramurals. I didn't do any D1 sports. But I did flag football, I did basketball. I even tried drill team.
Okay.
But the truth, I tried it because that's where all the girls are at.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's why I did a Latin dance club. Shout out to Wepa.
I was I was part of our Latin Student Association. We call it, oh my gosh, what's it called? Man, my Spanish is bad. It was NHU, Naciones Espionage Unidas.
Wow, look at you, man. Okay. There's Poppy over here.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, man. So, wow, you joined that too? Are you a little Hispanic? Or?
No, I'm not, actually.
Okay.
No. So I was in that. I was in our Caribbean Student Association. I get my roots out that I know of a Caribbean. I was in our Black Student Union. I was in our NSB. National Society of Black Engineers.
Yes.
And then actually my friends and I, we started a Bible study.
Oh, wow.
My freshman year that went through even after I left. I was still teaching 2 years after I graduated, the Bible study on campus.
Oh, okay.
And that was a huge part of our community where, believe it or not, we were doing like Bible study at midnight on Thursdays my freshman year, and it would be packed. It was crazy. So I love U-Heart, some great people. And it's still amazing to see, again, a lot of folks that I went to school with are doing well. And what I loved about U-Heart was the diversity, right? So there was you had people from all different backgrounds, all different classes, and it just seemed like everyone was very accepting of each other. Sometimes people had issues. That's personality. It's life, right? But just as a community and as a culture, loved it.
Majority of the time, it was just more like good vibes.
Good vibes, yeah.
People going into drill team. Were you the only guy?
It was me and another guy, my friend DePaul. Well, actually, a few guys tried out.
Yeah.
We were the 2 that made it and actually stayed on for maybe a month or so. And then we quit.
What was the audition like? Were you
They gave you some practice step. And,
choreo?
Yeah.
Drill team is the one the stomping, right?
Yeah, they did the stomping, the drilling, right. But they did dance too. It was like a mixture of all those different things. So.
Yeah, see, this I'm trying to learn from.
But I believe in involvement, right? So I believe that whether it's in college or whether it's now, the more you get involved, the more you're able to work with different people, right? And that's what sharpens each other. So if you stay in a silo, it's not healthy, right? They put people in isolation in jail for them to go crazy. Right, it's painful. So I just really believe in community, and the more that we're involved in supporting each other, especially for positive causes,
absolutely,
we'll grow.
No, that's very important, I think, and community. For me personally, too, growing up in the church, for example.
Yes, sir.
Man, it helped a lot. even though I already have so many siblings. But it's nice to have other people that are like different backgrounds, but also have like a similar faith.
Yes.
Speaking of faith, right? When was the moment you realized because you said you were raised Christian and faith and everything. When was the moment you realized like this is something you want to do and not just because your mom is doing it, not just because your cousins? Like, what was that moment in your life? Was it like 10 years old, maybe 25? What's that moment?
That's a great question. Actually, I would say it's funny you mentioned 10. I would say like I think 10 was like the initial, right? Like
you felt something.
Yeah, where like I remember. And in certain traditions, like you say, you want to be saved, and you go up to the front and you're like, well, okay, you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart, and you are saved. So at 10, I remember doing that, and that's when I accepted the Lord Jesus in my life. But as you know, you journey through, right? So that's at 10. You haven't really lived life yet.
Yes.
But I would say really through like college, I loved God. I was involved in different things within church. But college was like, you know what? You're away from everybody. What choices do you want to make now for yourself? And for me, college was like really learning through ups and downs, figuring out, okay, do these principles really work? And sometimes you're like, oh, I should have listened before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you learn. And so for me, college was that experience of really learning like, oh, you know what? This works. Like God is real. And I mentioned like we taught Bible study, but with teaching Bible study, again, there was like no parent supervision. No one was forcing us to do this, but we came together to learn more about God as a community of young people at that time. So for us, like we journeyed together. It was a big group of us. We were just like learning, like so college, and then it was college on campus, but it was also at church. My pastor was doing a young adult class. So we had the space to actually talk about real life issues. Like she's going to be real. Like she's going to talk about porn, masturbation. She's going to talk about sex, like the stuff that sometimes church doesn't really want to talk about. She's like, nah, listen, y'all was with 18 to 26. Let's have real. Let's talk for real. Where do you see God in this? How is this benefiting your life? So to have that space really just helped our journey. So like that college age between 18 and 26, that journey just kept on like leading us to really becoming more grounded in our faith and just saying like, yo, faith works. Like this, faith works.
I'm glad that she did that because that's super important. I think the worst thing for anything is whenever you're just like, we're not going to learn about it at all, but you mentioned it before, the knowledge that's that power. You got to learn about every little thing, because when you're presented with that opportunity for pleasure, which, it happens.
Yes.
An attractive young man that's ambitious.
Yes.
In drill team, a lot of temptation out there. If you don't have any guidance before that, you're just going to listen to your urges.
Yeah.
And most of the time our urges are telling us to, do the thing. Take that, without protection and everything like that. So the fact that you had that, like, I guess, what is it, information, that guidance, I'm sure it helped a lot. And it also has helped you in your marriage.
Big time,
man, big time. When did you guys meet, by the way? What's the whole Hallmark origin story for the people out there that want to know?
Okay.
So like grocery store, you were in the
No. Actually, this you're gonna understand why I say Hallmark. So my wife's cousin got engaged to like my mentor, like my big brother, and at the time when they got engaged, I was actually dating somebody else. I was in a relationship. But they were engaged for about maybe a year, I think. I forgot how long. They were engaged for about a year. But within that year, I actually broke up with the person I was dating at the time. So actually, like the summer before the wedding, which was in November.
Yeah.
But what they did was they partnered my wife and I together for the wedding party. So I was a groomsman. My wife was a bridesmaid, and literally. Now, I'm not just saying this. My wife, she says that she told her cousin, like, who's that? He's cute.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we met at the wedding rehearsal. And from there, it was good vibes. We started talking. The next day at the wedding, I'm like, I'm not leaving this wedding without getting her contact information. All right. So I got her contact information. And literally, my wife and I have talked every day since that day.
Wow, I'm gonna start crying.
Yeah,
I think I fall in love. How old were you when?
Man, I don't even remember exactly, but this is what I'll say. It's been 13 years since we met. So 2 years later, we got married.
So you're 29 now. I'm not good. Yeah.
But yeah, literally 13 years later. We're here and we have a daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter will be 4 in January. Dad life is amazing, and that's a whole other podcast as well.
No, for real. I need to fall in love. Maybe I have to go to more weddings to find love. I am single on the Patty Show. Maybe I have to do a travel version of every country, every continent. I was thinking of that as an idea. Let me ask my producer. I'm the producer. I need some funds to get the plane tickets, but that might be a good idea. Or maybe I just crash everyone's wedding, become the best man, and see.
Well, we know, Patty, that there's a lot of single people out there. But what I'll share about this is, I don't think it was by chance that I met my wife when I met her, because I got out of that relationship, and after getting out of the relationship, before I met my wife, I took some time to really do some deep diving, in prayer and meditation, to really figure out what do I want, right? So months before I met my wife, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was just looking to be healed and to be whole, right? So within my journey, the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I met this beautiful person, inside and out, right? Yeah. And it was God's timing. But I know that each person, I really believe you have to be single before you can be married, right? And even when you're married, it's 2 single people under a covenant, right? And that singleness is being complete, right? And that's really for you to take that time to say, you know what have I been through? What hurt? What trauma? Have I gotten help? If you don't have a counselor, maybe you need to talk with somebody, right? Like you have to do that internal work. Again, reading, speaking, community, to make sure that you're getting the help that you need. So
now let me ask you this, okay? Let's say hypothetically, I'm a single man that's been out of a relationship for, let's say, 6 years. Let's say hypothetically, this is like a scenario, right? And I see all my friends are, happily married or proposing, having kids.
Yeah.
How do I not fall into the pressure of wanting to rush into a relationship to eventually do that part of the marriage? Because let's say this person wants to eventually have a family, and he's not, they're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
How do I not fall into that pressure as a person in that scenario?
That's a great question. And remember we talked about earlier, like as a creative, you need to take that time. It's the same thing for your life, right? Taking that time away so that you're not looking to conform yourself to what others are doing, right? It's really phony if you're doing stuff just because other people are doing it. And many times it's easy, especially with social media, like, oh man, this person got engaged. Oh, this person got a relationship.
Happy, yeah.
Oh, and they're happy. But again, you don't know what it's like behind the camera. So I believe we all have a different journey. And for you right now, you're building your life, right? So again, you've been working on your podcast, you're creative, you're doing acting, modeling. Are you singing too?
In
personal space. So you're building who you are, right? Like, I'm sorry, this person is building who you are.
This person.
So I think really when it comes to finding a person that you're supposed to and that's purposeful for you, it's doing that internal work and then putting yourself out there if you want it, right? Like many times people just do stuff because they see other people doing it. But you may not really want somebody right now. You may be saying, you know what? Maybe I want to spend some more time building this up. And the truth is, the more that you understand your worth, you'll be like, you know what? I'm going to find somebody when it's time. Because you're already doing that work and you're building your brand. And this person may be a person that has a lot of different gifts, talents. And the truth is that why wouldn't somebody, when the time is right, want to connect with them? But again, I believe even connecting with the right people is more important than just connecting with convenience. Many times people get in relationships because of convenience. And sometimes that convenience is physical.
Yes.
Sometimes that convenience is emotional. Right? So people sometimes become a crutch for people rather than being a partner. So when it comes to relationships, are you a crutch or are you building together? Because if you're a crutch, that means I'm still hurt. and I haven't healed.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm leaning on you for something that I need to do within myself.
Wow, this person will thank you personally after this podcast, I'm sure. Thanks for the, fan mail. Somebody, you know who you are. Wow. Man, I love that analogy of the crutch because eventually you're going to have to get out of those crutches. You can't be in the crutches forever.
Come on.
Unless you're like, come on now. That's a different thing. But analogy-wise, like, there's going to be days where you have to walk by yourself.
Yeah.
And wow, that's...
Pick up your bed and walk, brother.
Woo! The heat right here, bro. I guess it's from all the different degrees. Speaking of University of St. Joseph,
yes.
Business administration. What made you choose that path after you had the audio engineering?
Well, I was like, you know what? Right now, I don't think I can get a good job as an audio engineer. I need to go back to school.
I was a theater major and I changed. Shout out to our artistic people out there,
Yes. So I was like, you know what? Let me learn business. I feel like that degree is just going to help me in my future, no matter what. So I went and got the degree in business.
Was it an online degree or fully?
It was in person. Fully in person. Yep.
Where is the University of St. Joseph?
It's a small school in West Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay. Oh, it's in West Hartford. I was trying to look for it.
Yeah, it's a small school there. They're in the same consortium with University of Hartford and Trinity. So when I was working at when I was working at Trinity College, I got a discount going there. Area coordinator, yep. I was able to get a discount to go there. But literally it was more so, you know what, I know that this degree will help me in the future. I don't know exactly what I want to do fully yet at that time. But while getting that degree, I met a great mentor that actually exposed me to education, like within the education path. And I'm like, you know what, I want to do what he does. And what's crazy is I have almost the same exact title that he has right now.
Trippy, right?
Years later. And I'm like the same age that he was when he was doing it. We won't say how old that is, though.
Okay. 29.
That's right.
29. So that time, you were there for how long? 2 years of the program or a year and a half?
I think I took my time. So I think I finished in maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Okay. Because you were also still like doing the area coordinator?
Yeah, I still was working full time, yeah.
So would you say that's like, it's kind of answering the thing, but like advice for people that don't have the funds to get their masters, doing stuff like that, getting...
Oh, yeah. I mean, how
does that work? Is it like you work and then you get a discount or like pay for your schooling or something?
Well, depending on the school, right? Well, if you work at the same school, many times they'll cover what the degree is. Or there may be a consortium. That's what I was... a consortium. Okay. It just means like there's sister schools where they'll work with each other so that people can get discounts.
They'll hook you up, basically.
Exactly. So I had that privilege, but higher ed is a great route because as you are getting your degree, you're also helping and mentoring, getting the work experience. And really, I got to say, for folks that have worked in res life, you learn everything from administration to emergency protocol, emergency response. I mean, I can go on and on about the things that I've seen and experienced, especially just when it comes to helping people from suicide attempts to victims of rape to I mean, I'm giving the hard stuff too, but as well as seeing people just grow and actually bounce back even from those experiences, right? So it's being there and helping people walk through life. And part of that is the reason why I wanted to stay within this journey, because I see the impact of being able to help young people.
I got goosebumps over there, yeah. Because Res Life, shout out to Res Life, man. I had a great, blessed time. 3 years straight of the fun, the craziness, and everything. You literally learned everything that you could ever have, like post-grad and everything. Because, like you said, all the emergency stuff, different protocols, how to maneuver certain things, like how to de-escalate. Roommate conflict is a big thing, especially when you're first graduating. You got to live with a roommate. So learning all that, the empathy, and just like networking too in general, like how to talk to someone that's like, above you or someone that's, I guess, below you or whatever. Res Life, shout out to Res Life. Got a lot of funny stories that we can't say on camera. There was a lot. A lot of parties too. Yes. Too many to count. And then your final degree, are you still going to school again too, or trying to be a doctor?
I'm in a doctoral program right now.
We'll talk about that one eventually. But Fordham.
Yes.
Okay. Was this one in person or?
It was a mixture.
Mixture, right?
Mixture as well.
Everything. So why did you get the religious education one?
Great question.
Yes.
Because I knew that I wanted to get my doctorate of ministry, right? And in order to get the doctorate of ministry, I didn't have a master's of divinity, so I had to get another degree, specifically when it came to religious field. So I went with religious education with a concentration on young adult ministry. So at Fordham, it gave me some great experience, some learning, which led me to, again, now I'm at Colgate Crozier Divinity School in Rochester, where we have some great alum like Dr. Martin Luther King, as well as Howard Thurman.
Howard Thurman, he has that book with the grapes.
One of the books I'm very familiar with is Jesus and the Disinherited.
Okay.
So like he has a bunch of different books. He was out before Dr. King, but I'm at an amazing school that's really teaching us about how to do ministry in this present day time.
Wow. Okay. So for this course, for example, it just focuses on like Christianity, or is it also like the different religions too? When you get a religious education degree.
Religious education at Fordham.
Yeah.
You have the ability to explore some, but I honed it on specific being a Christian young adult minister. That's like the work that I honed it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So like my thesis was on starting a campus Bible study. How do you create that? And just going through that whole process.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work for that. I remember I was part of you remember Fairfield Connects?
Yes.
With our boy Miles. I think he's the head pastor now.
Miles is the head pastor.
Yes.
Shout out to Miles. Miles is actually one of my great friends. We're still connected. We have coffee like once a month, man.
Does he still live nearby? I gotta hit him up actually.
Yeah, he still lives not too far.
That's the homie right there. He also helped a lot my freshman year. I did, because originally they called it something else. Fairfield Connect before I
forgot the name too.
Yeah, but I remember I was a part of the club, and I think it was secretary. I forgot. Like I said, get involved with everything. That's the biggest tip I would say. So right now you're in Colgate. Right now,
Colgate, yes, sir.
How many more years you got left?
I will finish in spring 2027.
Wow.
Which I'm excited about.
So the goal is to become head pastor or something?
Yeah, one day I want to be a pastor. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. In this area?
Yeah, I don't see myself leaving this area.
You don't want to go to Indonesia?
I would visit, man. I would love to go. Maybe we can get some property out there.
Oh, that's a good idea. But come to Manado, man. My grandpa's like the head pastor over there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my mom's helping with the ministry. I think she just got her master's in some sort of religious, something like that.
I would love to go, seriously.
Yeah.
We got to talk. We got to.
Yeah, we got to talk. I highly recommend all the travel to this.
Yes, sir.
Great people. Okay, and then now we have to talk about the manhood redeemed.
Yes.
Now we're finally getting to it. Tell me more about this, because I only saw some snippets on the amazing website, which is, what's the website again?
Manhoodredeemed.com.
Manhoodredeemed.com. Tell me about this whole journey, this whole coaching, and this whole podcast series that's coming out.
Yes. So it's amazing. One thing that's really been, just a part of my journey when it comes to passion has really been working with men and being able to support men and talk through our challenges and things that we go through. And actually, my dissertation I'm doing a dissertation project on a holistic wellness program for men, but Christian based. Mm-hmm. And so literally, I'm like, I want to do this program. While I'm working on it, why don't we just start working with a community of guys that want help and want support and want a brotherhood? So we started Manhood Redeemed. We launched. We actually recorded our first podcast. We had a live Zoom audience, which was great. And we were intentional about that Zoom audience because we wanted to create a safe space, just in case we need to edit out if folks are sharing and spilling their heart out, right? We want to create that safe space for men to be able to talk. So literally, we're doing some great work, and we're doing some great work in different spaces as well. So we have the online community that we're working on. We are doing some coaching. The podcast is dropping within the next couple of weeks. But also, some folks may not know, I'm actually doing work at Notre Dame High School. So myself and a few mentors, Manhood Redeemed is at Notre Dame High School working with their Men of Color group.
Wow, that's awesome.
Where we're doing a 5-week program with them where we're meeting and talking about faith, identity, and discipline. 3 pillars.
Well, see, it's always the 3 pillars. It makes it easy to remember,
Yes. So, and we're going through that journey with them. But I'll share, those are our 3 pillars because we believe faith is what you believe. And because of what you believe, that's who you'll become. So that deals with your identity, right? And who you become is based on your discipline. So that's our journey. That's our framework and how we approach life and how we're looking to coach and support men. So again, check us out. Again, the podcast is dropping very soon. And even with the podcast, we'll be providing some self-mastery guides that deal with this work. Our first podcast is how to help men that are stuck, right? So like, do you feel stuck in your life? So we have some great points. We brought in a friend, one of my guys from Trinity College, Cliff Burwise, who is a psychologist and
doctor, right?
Dr. Cliff, yes. So he shared a little bit about his journey, but he's also able to give us some clinical language and clinical advice. Wow. So you got the clinical and the spiritual connecting together to be able to enhance, man. So check us out. Appreciate you all.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited to tap into that one.
Yes.
You said there's other people working with you, like
at Notre Dame, we have some mentors. Okay. I have about three other volunteers that are there with me.
But you're the founder.
I'm the founder.
Okay,
I'm the founder. Yes. So yeah, we launched back in August.
Okay. So that's awesome. So what's your team consist of? So it's like you, right? The big man, big shot, and then who do you have as like the?
Yeah, I have some volunteers. So right now I just have I have one volunteer who's helping with some more of the technical stuff, and then some other guys that are helping with the mentor piece. And then we're looking to have some other folks that will be assisting even with some of the coaching.
Oh, that's awesome,
so
man. Wow. Okay, that's fascinating. I love it. For the people that are trying to do something similar to you, for example, maybe they want to a different niche of like mentoring for women in between I don't know, I'm thinking of different niche. How would you give them any advice to start something like this? Because this is not like a traditional business where it's like, oh, I'm selling water bottles, or I'm selling a shirt or clothing line or whatever. How would you give any advice for those like young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general? Because you could start anytime when you're 50, 29, whatever age, any advice out there? You trying to start this?
I would just say do it, right? I believe that I've thought about doing a community like this in the past, but really in that time that I and prayed and meditated, the Spirit's like, yo, go. The time is now. And I say the time is now because so many different people, whatever your niche is to serve, right? So whether that is a product, whether it's a community, like if you know that you are purposed to do this work, let's go serve. You not doing it will stop somebody else from being helped. So I know that just launching in general, I got so much feedback from so many different guys like, yo, Pejay, you don't realize just you sending me a text about it, I had a conversation where I'm like, oh, I need to talk more, right? So we're looking to do some great things. And, in the future, we're even going to be doing some like manhood retreats. So, but again, if you're in the process and you're thinking about doing it, stop thinking, start putting the work together, start writing the plan, start writing the vision, make it plain, meditate, pray, see where God is leading you, and go forward.
Wow, I love that. Sometimes you just gotta do it, and it sounds like wow. But sometimes you just need that reminder, especially from someone that you have a good relationship with. I think that's a really good pillar to have. So ask the people around you too that genuinely care for you and want to see you grow. Like, what should I do? Just do it, man. Whatever thing it is, because you're never gonna be fully ready for anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember with my podcast too. I'm like, man, when should I do this? When should I do it? When should I do it? And funny enough, I don't think I told you this yet because we haven't fully caught up yet. But the reason I started the podcast again, the Patty Show, is because when I got represented by my agency, shout out to prestigious model Films Powerhouse, in the interview process kind of thing, at the end you always have to ask a question to them. Yeah. It's like I don't want to just accept, but I also want to know what their motives are for me personally. So I asked them about like my presenting career and hosting. I was like, oh, how could you guys support me in that endeavor? And then they just asked like, do you have a podcast? And it kind of rung in my head like, oh, I gotta do something that I've been scared of doing for a while because I think since before then, because it's been 2 years almost I've had this podcast. I had like that gap for like 3 or something years during COVID. There was something I was scared of because it's like something I want to be good in. Yeah. So I'm always like, oh, I need to make sure I have the best camera, I have to make sure I have the best guest, I have to get best audio. But I literally started the first episode in my couch with Jan, my best friend.
Yeah, I know Jan. Yeah.
Jan in the couch. Use a random mic. This camera I've had is pretty old, and we're like, hey, we're gonna record something first episode. Now we're on 70. I'm glad I just like dived into it with all the support from everybody and just did it, man. Because we're never going to be ready. And speaking of, imposter syndrome is something I always still deal with a lot. I don't know if you deal with that sometimes, but is there any advice for people that deal with like imposter syndrome, being in a room, for example, where everyone's like, for my instance, imagine I've done all these commercials, I had a leading role in this, but I'm in the same exact room in the same set. How would I approach that? And like, do you have any advice for someone like that? Yeah?
Definitely. You know, imposter syndrome, it can be real, right? But I believe that, and I say that because I've felt those feelings in the past. But what I've learned is that feelings are indicators, right? So if they're indicators, okay, I feel this way, but what are they indicating to me? Okay, maybe I'm feeling nervous right now and I'm thinking about different things. But I want to even rewind beyond the feelings. As you begin to think and prepare for these situations, right? What is your grounding? What do you believe, right? What do you believe about yourself? Because the more that you begin to believe great things about yourself, the more you understand, I don't care who's in this room. God has given me different gifts and talents. Well, even though I haven't been on the best show, I've worked for this. I put time in the dark that no one else knows. I've practiced for this. So you know what? I belong here. And to me, it goes into knowing that, you know what? I was created in God's image. And there's a scripture in Psalms 8 and 5. It says, you know what? He crowned me with glory and honor, right? Like he made me a little lower than angels, right? And other translation will say he made me a little lower than God. Like God created me to be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's what are you saying to yourself when you get those feelings? And how do you encourage yourself through it? Because you have to own your gifts. If you can't own your gifts, and when I say own, like I just mean really to be confident about them, no one else will. And you got to know, because people will give you fake compliments as well. And I'm not saying everybody's fake or phony, but the truth is, unless you like you, it doesn't matter what others say. So you have to really believe in who God has created you to be. If you're in that room, if you got that audition, that means that you're there for a reason. Right? And whether you get it or not, it's like, if I didn't get it, well, what am I learning from this moment? And then, okay, why did the other person get it? Was it because maybe they weren't a better actor than me? Maybe they had a better networking than I did. Right? So it's, how do I level up and learn from the experience? Okay, you know what? I killed the acting. You know what? Let me level up my networking skills now.
Of course.
Right?
So many little details too.
Come on.
Another thing is also the stuff out of your control.
Yes.
What if the producer or director is like, I'm just looking for a light-skinned guy, Patty, you know? I could play that too. I always put that ethnically ambiguous, so I'm not gonna lie.
Good idea.
When I was in the bus randomly, someone thought I was Samoan.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to the random people in LA buses, you know? So it works, but yeah, so that's really great advice, man. It's also the self-talk too, I think is really important too, because like you said, when that moment happens, what are you gonna say to yourself too? Because you're in your mind, you know, you could easily say, oh man, I shouldn't be here because I'm so nervous. Or you can be like, well, I'm feeling this way because I know this is going to be a big step. You know?
Yeah.
It's all like reframing. So it helps a lot, especially what the whole acting world is always like that. Because it's always like rejection.
Yeah.
So you just got to be resilient. And for anyone that's trying to do that stuff, just keep moving forward. Be with people that actually care for you, give you the advice. Shout out to my brother because we're doing the acting together. So it's really great. Like whenever he goes down, I'm like, bro, we've been through worse stuff. This is nothing, bro. You know, this is nothing. All this. Just keep going, doing the things. So be around people that genuinely give you the compliments and also check you when you need to. Because sometimes the ego, you know, especially with an industry like that, where like the past couple of weeks, I've been so grateful for all these different roles, and I gotta tell you, a lot of good stuff.
Awesome, man.
Good stuff, but also you gotta stay humble.
That's right.
100%.
Humble's away.
Because you know they say like God can give you all this stuff, but you have to take it away in an instant. So
that's right.
You know, I'm learning so much from our legend over here, because he is also this guy does everything. Assistant Dean of Students.
Yes.
At Bellarmine.
Yeah, Fairfield University Bellarmine campus.
Yes. I didn't get to visit the campus yet because I think I was a little past COVID 2022. You guys opened or 20?
Yeah, we opened in fall 2023.
2023. Yes, I think I was.
Yeah, we started the planning in 2022. So I was hired months before we even opened up, and I was on the committee months before I even got hired to work on the Bellarmine campus.
Okay.
So.
And this campus, what is it compared to Fairfield? Is it like, it's a 2-year program, you said?
Yes.
Like associates?
Yes, it's a two-year associate's degree. So what's amazing about purpose and mission is this campus was started because of access. We wanted to give access to people in the greater Bridgeport area that didn't have the finances to be able to attend a certain 4-year universities, right? Instead of being able to get an amazing education. Yeah. So we saw this model. We're modeled after a school in Loyola, Chicago called the Arupe College.
Okay.
So I've been there. We've got to meet with those folks as we were creating. And literally, so in the midst of the pandemic, we're planning this and we launch, and we've actually had our first class graduated this year.
Oh, congrats.
Yes. Woo. And we had an 80% retention rate, which is amazing compared to other 2-year programs nationally. The other 2-year programs retention rate nationally is 18%. So we had 80, they had 18, but it's because we're all about mission. We provide wraparound supports for our students. I literally give every single student my cell phone number because I'm like, yo, if you need me, we'll be there. Like we're there to be that resource. We're there to be that mentor. We're there to be those guides for our students. So if you're in the greater Bridgeport area and you're looking for a 2-year program, if you don't want to go to the big university yet, we're there. And what I didn't mention was the most students have to pay is $1,000 per year.
What?
So our hope again, it's about access, it's about mission.
That's the most. Sometimes,
that's the most.
Oh wow.
So we're about access. We want to make sure we're helping those folks that may be from the greater Bridgeport area that need that access.
Man, that's beautiful. To backtrack a little bit about your availability, I love that because I remember now, because you was my supervisor. Even after you were my supervisor, it was just so easy to hit you up like, "Where you at, man?" And it was go for a little talk. It's
yes, sir.
I think that's also really important, just having the open access to it. Obviously, you gotta set boundaries. It can't be like in the morning, I'm like, so I messed up, man. He's like, go to CBS. That's the first thing.
Yes,
not that it happened to me, guys. Maybe we'll talk about it also. Patty, so
oh my god.
But I think that also even you giving that to them, I'm sure gives a lot of safety in the way. Like you're like, oh, there's someone that I can go to if something hits the fan,
Yeah.
And that program I think is amazing for Bridgeport, amazing for Fairfield because also that 2-year program I think helps a lot of people that are literally they don't know if they want to go to college or not, and it's good to be like, hey man, this is just 2 years, and you don't have to pay a crazy amount, and if you don't want to go to college after that and do an own pursuit, maybe do business, maybe get into acting or whatever it is, where you don't need a degree, hey, at least you said you tried it, and you didn't lose thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, because unfortunately I've seen a lot of people that also get into the trap of that, that are in the greater Bridgeport area, like some of my friends from Central that went to a university, didn't get the best financial aid and still are paying off the debt and are maybe in a career that they're not using the degree for. So it's kind of like finding the whole balance where not everyone has to, go to a 4-year university to succeed. You could be a volunteer somewhere and do something else, go to another country and fall in love over there. I need to fall in love with the country. I need my whole movie.
Hey, we believe.
We believe.
We believe. We believe.
But I'm glad you're doing that work over there. You're killing over there. The campus is nearby now?
The campus is about, I'll say from our main campus, we're about 20 minutes away.
Okay. Where's that?
We're right near Bridgeport Hospital, 460 Mill Hill Avenue.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're a block away from the hospital. And I'll just also share that, just like you mentioned, many students may come in not sure, but I have to say, almost every single student wanted to get a 4-year degree that came. So it's amazing to see the journey. So
that's good. Shout out to the resources. Shout out to
Bellarmine staff, team, executive director, our whole team. Man, I love working with you all. Best job I ever had.
All the shout outs. This is what Patrick says. Shout out to Bob. Speaking of, shout out to your wonderful wife, man.
Yes,
and
yes.
Mother of your child.
Yes, yes.
When did you guys know it was time to have your kid?
That's a great question. So we were married 7 years before my daughter was born, and we were intentional about wanting to make sure that we got to know each other and had a strong foundation. As I mentioned before, we did reading, right? And specifically, I'll say for myself, which again I spoke with my wife about, was she knew that I grew up with there was some challenges at times growing up, maybe financially, right? So I wanted to make sure that when the time is right for us to bring a life, for God to allow us to steward this life, that we would be at a certain place. So we were very intentional about making sure that we were ready and prepared, because I didn't want my daughter to have to go through any of the things that I've gone through, and she hasn't. And I'm believing God that she will never. That the foundation that we're laying as parents will just be her launching pad to go and soar high.
I think it's really important to see that like good relationship too. For young kids, I'm sure you see, seeing mom and father loving each other, showing a great example. Honestly, I feel like you're a great dad.
Thank you, man.
Young dad over here, 29. Are you trying to have another kid too? What's the
in the future? Yeah. So I'm in a doctoral program. My wife is as well.
Oh my.
So we both graduate spring 2027. Wow. So we'll talk about those next steps after.
Yeah. So are you trying to do like 3 kids, 4 kids? What's the?
Let's take it one step at a time.
You don't have twins in your family though, right?
I do, but that's another story.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, one step at a time. One step at a time.
We'll figure out. For the baby shower, maybe I find my wife in the baby shower. I'm just trying to find every situation I can find.
Well, Patty, we'll talk more.
Yes, of course.
There's a lot of single women out there, Patty. So if whenever your time is right and whenever you feel really led to let's talk. There's a lot of people out there.
We will definitely talk. We have talked a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the talking points of the day. We went everywhere. Life story and all the connections. Our first one on passion, man. Loving the process. We kind of talked about the whole process of everything because you've done a lot of ventures out there, business, higher ed, the whole ministry stuff.
Yeah.
What helped you shift from, fixing your body, for example, to like celebrating it?
That's a great question. I'll say I had some great mentors. Literally, my pastor and my uncle. I had some great mentors that really poured in and really encouraged me to love who I am. Right. So I say that, especially as men, we don't talk about it. Many times, I feel like women are talked about to love yourself, and they talk about more body image, which they should be, right? But as men, we don't have those conversations. But I had an uncle that was willing to be like, "Hey, brother, listen, you're a good-looking young man. Think about your life. Think about how you want to carry yourself. Think about what you want." And specifically when it came to getting into relationships, and he was very intentional to say, "Listen, so wait for the right one. Like, take your time. Like, there's no reason to rush." That's not an excuse for anybody not to get married, but what I mean? Like, that is not an excuse, brothers. But more so, take your time enjoy the process. When it comes to, if you're going to date somebody, think about what you want to do. Like, think about how do you really get to know this person. Think about what do you like about this person. Many times people hop right into the physical when they haven't really got to know the people, and they don't understand even how their emotions work, right? And the truth is, so many people are getting into relationships and they don't even understand the trauma and the emotional abuse that someone else may have gone through. And you may not know what that support may look like, right? So, I got some stories. We may talk about this offline. When I was dating, and around the same time, my uncle was like, "Yeah, go date." And my aunt as well, like, go date, go get to meet people. And when I dated everyone, like, "Oh, you know what? I like this. Oh, but nah, I don't want to have to deal with this." So again, I'm going to go back to, how do you see yourself? I think the shift for me was, how did I see myself? Going from, looking at all my insecurities to looking at my strengths and my gifts. As I began to accept those things, and for me, it really happened through great mentorship, but also helped me with the more I begin to understand what God said about me and accept it, not just read it, but to really accept it and say it to myself. And Patty, you're a trainer, right? You do physical training. You can't just say, you can't work out once a month and be like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm fit." No, it has to be a practice. So when it comes to that shift and how you see yourself, you got to wake up in the morning and know, like, how do I see myself? You know what? I am great. I am loved. Like, I like the way that I look. And if I don't, you know what? I'm working to slim down a little bit.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like finding the balance of also like checking yourself too. We're like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm not as lean as I should be. Don't put down 100 pounds for now. You know, but it's not like beating yourself up for it. It's acknowledging it, and it takes some time. But you said having great mentors, great support, and then it's something you have to practice every day.
Yes.
You can't just be like, oh, I'm good. One day of the month, like you mentioned, like the working out. You can't just be, oh, bicep curls 1 month, I'm good. Unless you take steroids, but that's a different. No steroids.
No steroids.
Okay,
no steroids.
But you know, it's like every day you have to practice that, like that self-love, that gratitude to every day, not every week, not every month, every day, because it's easy to forget it too, especially during those busy days. Sometimes I think for me personally, with my schedule is crazy, man. I'm talking 5 a.m. to 9, and it's the personal training. 9 a.m. to 5 is the tech job. I work at Meta now. AI stuff, and then it's crazy.
Success
and blessings. But it's just nice to like close your eyes, maybe take a deep breath, and just think about what's good in life and move on from there, you know? And connecting to the next talking point on pleasure, okay?
Yeah.
Nourishing, not neglecting. How do you balance, you know, the discipline with indulgence? Because, you know, we got to enjoy life too. Life is too short to not have some fun. Go to Bali, you know, travel to Sweden. And other places in the world.
Well, you know, it's connected even to the first question, right? Mm-hmm. Where balancing those indulgences is understanding like how you see yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I love ice cream.
No, me too, man. Ben & Jerry's, man.
You know, I'm an ice cream connoisseur.
Yes.
You know, there's some local farms that I love to go to that make their own homemade ice cream. That's amazing.
What do you recommend so I can try later?
In the fall season, there's this apple centennial at Plasko's Farm in Trumbull. It's amazing. Apple centennial, and they did not pay me to say that.
Okay.
But they should.
They should.
But I say that because, as you know, overindulgence is going to lead to being unhealthy. Yeah. Right? Loving yourself and knowing about yourself is like, you know what? For this time, this is great. But does this take me away from my discipline? No. Right? Like, because that discipline should be happening, as you mentioned. If you work out and you have a consistent diet, if you want ice cream once a week, you good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you want that apple centennial.
Yeah, if you want the apple centennial, fly out to Connecticut.
You know?
One day I'll get the private jet, maybe I'll do that.
You know? Yeah. So it's really understanding, you know, what's worth it right now. Like, is this something that I want? Is this going to lead to me being unhealthy and not being positive? Right? So, and many times what people will do is, man, here we go. People will overindulge because they're feeding something else in them. Right? So whether it's food, whether it's movie, whether it's working out.
That's true.
Right? You can overindulge in something because you're looking to escape the reality of something that you don't want to face. So it's finding that balance of, you know, I'm not going to overindulge in working out because my life shouldn't just be working out.
Yeah.
And then that's when people start getting into habits that are unhealthy. Like, your body needs rest.
Yeah.
Right? So it's learning that balance of, you know, priorities. Like, you know, this is good for this. You know, like we need to live life, but you need to have a discipline behind that. And for me, I think that your everyday discipline will assist with not having to overindulge.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll be transparent and vulnerable more so. I know when the pants start feeling a little tight, I'm like, you know what? You know, I need to go back on that diet. Let me cut some of these things out that I had ice cream. How many times this week? Oh, bro, that was a little too much, bro. Go back to that ginger tea.
Ginger tea, not what is it called?
Centennial ice cream.
Centennial ice cream.
Or for me, it would be like, let me drink ginger tea this week and not have Dr. Peppers. You know what I mean? Right? So it's knowing that balance. And we know your body tells you, your mind tells you, you feel different.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you do. You know, like, if you're not, it's mind, body, spirit, right? Like, you know,
values, right there.
Man, right? You know when you're not in the right place and you feel it, and you got to have those people around you too. Like, bro, you good?
Yeah.
Like, what's up? I noticed you seem a little sick. Yeah. What's wrong? Did you get enough rest? Mm-hmm. I know you're working out.
And it goes back to, like you mentioned earlier, the relationship part too.
Yes.
Having people that like you trust and that trust you. It's like a two-way street too, because you can also give advice to other people.
Exactly.
And then it bounces back where it's like not a judging session, but like a rechecking. So to speak.
Yeah.
Section. I feel like that's really important, especially for men.
It's accountability.
Yes, yeah.
Men need accountability.
Especially for men, because I've noticed this now because most of my boys are in the East Coast and I'm in the West Coast.
Yeah.
I have my brother, but like that's like just one person compared to you know here. So I'm trying to be more intentional with just like texting people on the chat or even just like even a call, whenever it is, just to check up on them. And they do the same to me because, you know, it's all love for each other. But that's really important. I'm glad that you pointed that out early in the podcast because that's one of those lessons that I need to keep holding on to. And it's something you need to get reminded all the time too, because it's easy to forget it too when life gets busy.
Definitely.
Stuff gets thrown in your way. You're overindulging with the partying, the patty party, or other stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And it's super easy to get distracted. But have that circle of people that actually want to see you win, and then you want to see them win, and it's just beautiful harmony.
But that goes back to the community, the Manhood Redeemed community, right? Like, if you're looking for that circle of people and those folks that you want to be around, we're intentionally creating this community space, and we made it virtual. So even if you are in LA, right? Like, if you're in LA, you can be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna hop on. They're doing the live podcast. Let me hop on. I can engage. You know what? Oh, they're gonna be hosting this other session about finances, maybe. Like, let's talk about. Oh, they're hosting another session about spirituality. Oh.
Or maybe they come to your city randomly.
Or we in your city, right? Like, and I think those are the opportunities that we have with community. But let's not limit it to just being a physical space where it's so much spiritual than that.
Nah, you're so smooth with the transition. I love it. Well, our final talking point today on positivity.
Yes.
What a positive chat. I had so much fun, man. Body gratitude, okay? Yeah. How do you practice gratitude for your body, man? Yeah. We talked a lot about like the spiritual, the mental, but like the body, everything's like all kind of connected.
Definitely.
But how do you practice that gratitude for your body personally? You didn't mention the whole pants scenario. Is there anything else out there?
Yeah, well, you know, I'll share something that I do every single day. And again, we talk about practices. One thing I do every day, I stretch.
Oh, okay.
In the morning. It may sound so simple, but like stretching is so good for you, mind, body, and spirit, right? Like
we were talking about last episode actually about the importance of stretching. Yeah, you know, I'm so serious.
Man,
flexibility too.
So yeah, it's like I realize it's just some guys like you still very agile. I stretch every day.
What's the hold on? This is actually funny now. Now I just randomly remember this clip for RA training 2019, I believe. Everyone's, we're goofing around, last day pictures, big group picture, everybody. And all I see in the corner of my eye, this man doing the flip somersault in his polo, red polo, with our other girls too. Shout out to them. Smooth, man. I guess the drill team had a good one. You learned that drill team, or where'd you learn that? No, were you a cheerleader too?
No, brother, no.
Where'd you learn to do that? What's it called, somersault?
Somersault, man. Lauryn Hill has a song where she says, flipping it in the ghetto on a dirty mattress. I was joking. Stop. But I mean, that's just having fun as kids, man. Being outdoors, just acting a fool, man.
Yeah, you still got it because of the stretching. Stretching, the movement. Yeah. The movement's super important, and it's something where it can stack so easily.
Yeah.
Even like sometimes I just get into a random squat out of nowhere just to get some hip mobility. I've been getting back into soccer now.
Okay.
I scored 100 goals in my season.
Oh, nice.
Every week I play now. It's like it's low-key addiction. I play so much.
That's awesome.
I played in Boston randomly in the cold. I played yesterday, Thanksgiving. I think I told you that, so I just been playing every single time an opportunity I've had.
Yes,
it's a really good estate. But
actually, to go with that, it's funny. I've actually been getting back into basketball, so I've been working to play like once a week at least. And for me, it's so funny. Again, I stretch, but to me, basketball is so amazing because I just love the game. Like, I love the camaraderie of being on a team. I love the competition piece.
Same.
So to be able to have that community to talk. I mean, I like to talk junk, so
me too. and for soccer too, I just play up top, like I'm scoring, so I love talking my trash. I score like a three, I'm like, Talk to me later. Soccer, there's more celebrations because the goals mean more, you know.
That's true.
But basketball, I need to get back into it. I just love that team, kind of thing. Because you get to talk to people, the communication too.
Yep.
When you play with your teammates that understand, like they know your step count. They're like, oh, he's gonna cut into the right side, third step, pass it to the pocket. Woo, that's it.
Yes.
For soccer, man. So it's like. It's the good part, man. Maybe we have to get some tournaments in before I'm out.
Yes.
My handle's still there. The Jeremy Lin.
Okay. Jeremy Lin. Oh my God.
What position do you play in? That's fun.
I like playing more point guard.
Oh, my God. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. That's my favorite player in the league right now. Point guard. I like to distribute.
Okay. Well,
but it connects with my professional career, right? I want to make sure I'm passing you the resources that you need, right? I want to get, let's score. I'm gonna get you what you need to score. Let's go.
Man, you blessed us, man, with your presence and all of these knowledge, all of it, man. Manhood Redeemed. What's the website again?
Manhoodredeemed.com. Check us out.
I'm super excited for that. Maybe we'll get a little collaboration going on the Patty Show.
Yes, I love that.
So done. It's so great. And man, anything new for the next couple of months? Any new projects besides Manhood Redeemed or anything?
I would say that's one of our biggest projects right now, Manhood Redeemed. Again, faith, identity, and discipline. We really are looking to build a community of support for so many men that need it. Again, if you're a man that's in a new city, I know many guys that moved and they feel alone. Listen, you don't have to be alone. We have a community for you where we can chat. Again, we're providing. We're looking to provide so many more things. So, again, we're looking to launch our one-on-one coaching very, very soon. Because again, men need accountability. Men need support, and we're here for each other to create spaces that are non-judgmental, but spaces where we grow, learn, and thrive.
Look at that. All the bars, right? He's also a rapper. You know what I'm saying? we'll play it with one of his beats in the background. Pejay, we so grateful for you, and y'all, this is legitimately a long time coming. This is my mentor, my sensei, my brother, so grateful that we connected in Fairfield, and even till now, how long have we known each other? For when did we meet? 2017, maybe 16.
Whenever you started, we got closer your sophomore year.
Yeah, 2017. Wow, almost approaching 8, 9 years.
Yeah, man.
And he's always been there for support from a distance, from close, and everything.
Yes,
I'm so grateful. I'm so glad we have this episode on episode 70 of the Patty Show Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Patty Show Podcast. Website is either pattysettiati.com/podcast or pattyshow.podbean.com. And, there's going to be more fun episodes coming soon. We usually like to end with a bow and an arigato because we're thankful for everybody, thankful for my guests. Thank you for the good energy. So on 3, we can go arigato. Are you ready, bro?
Wait, what does arigato mean? I don't know what that means.
Thank you in Japanese.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yes, and I just like that word a lot because I love learning thank you in all the different languages because I feel like that's such a important thing to do, just to be thankful for everything. This amazing setup. Of course, shout out again. Thank you again for the amazing setup, all the games, the decorations, the lighting, everything.
Yes, sir.
Then arigato.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3.
Arigato.
Thank you, everybody. Woo-hoo.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySettiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.